this video, I'm going to be showing you how I took a box store table saw and created a complete movable workbench with it, with functioning extended guide that locks down, inlaid miter slots for the table saw and the router, and a router insert for the table that's adjustable from the top. Hope you enjoyed the video. So I figured out my legs need to be 2'7" and 3/8 long to bring it up to 3 feet. That's counting the top and the casters I'm going to put on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to notch this out 1.5 inches deep. Take that so that my 2x on my ends of my bench sit right inside this. And we're going to do this first one and see how it comes out. If it sits in a little bit, I don't mind, but I don't want to poke it out. So what I'm doing is I'm setting the chop saw to cut a 1/2 inch in, because on the end of my bench I'm going to notch out for a 2x4 here. So I'm using the gauge here to check my depth on these and see how deep I am. That'll sit in there very nice. Just inside so it's not sticking out. I can screw this into here or dowel it or bolt it. I haven't decided yet. I kind of want to do the dowels just because it sounds like fun. But practicality, screwing it's gonna be a lot easier, and I can take it apart bigger. I just gotta do 3 more like that. So what I'm looking for is something like that. This is gonna be my top rail. Of course, I haven't cut it to length yet. I gotta cut some of this off. But I'm thinking about mounting this and cutting out a inset on both sides of this here. I set that in there flat. It's gonna be down on top of 11 3/4. And it's such a short distance, that'll be plenty sturdy for a Ryobi table saw. Alright, for my sides, my lower shelf, I'm setting it to 1 inch. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to take this scrap block. I'm going to set 1 inch on my gauge here. I love this thing. I'm going to go exactly 1 inch, because I really don't need 1.5 inches in there. So that is our end dry fit together. You see, it just sits on top of that edge. I got it rounded into there, kind of. Same thing on this side. That's just dry fit in there. I haven't squared it up, glued it. I haven't decided how I'm going to attach them yet. The simplest way is to screw it together. Well, I've got the legs done and the base done, and I got the wheels on now, and it rolls around really nice. I tried locking it up, it locks nice. So now I'm going to start working on figuring out how this table saw is going to fit into the end here. I want to put my table saw in here, my router table here. First thing I do is get the table saw in here, and then put my little shelf in and brackets to support it. I don't detail anything out, I just kind of go with whatever idea I have. Most of this stuff just slides out if I take these screws out of the ring. You know, once I set it on the ground, it slid right out. These extensions aren't bad. This saw is actually a breeze to use, even without a feed out table, if you're doing small stuff. Yeah, it took a lot longer than I wanted it to. I kind of had to take the front apart, and it's not pretty. That front beam I'm going to take out and fix later, but that is basically how that's going to sit in there. But the power button down there is clear. That's clear. It sits up, lined up with the edge of the table. Once I'm done, I'll run out the things. This is the only semblance of a saw I have for cutting curves. This is a really old Craftsman jigsaw that somebody gave to me. I keep it up in this box up here. I don't know if you guys can see that in there. But yeah, I keep it in that box on the wall, and it's got all the blades in there. Still got the instructions to it, the jigs, everything that's packed into that box. It's a lot of fun to use. It smells like an egg beater when you run it. But this is all I'm going to do for today. I will finish the rest of this tomorrow. Definitely going to replace that front beam. It looks like crap.